You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, this is a rather interesting scenario that we are getting from the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks. Of course, the MVP of the Super Bowl was Kenneth Walker III. Very damn good running back. Used to torch the shit out of my Michigan Wolverines when he was with Michigan State. He's been a solid NFL running back, but not a great one, all right, but a pretty good one. And, of course, all that sort of culminated, it reached its climax at the Super Bowl where he won the MVP. In fact, he was one, I believe it was holding call, from having 170 yards and one touchdown in that game, finished with like 135, something like that. By the way, I did a video talking about the top 25 free agents. It's a members video. Become a member. Join the channel, blackwhitenetwork.com. You can get a membership there. But it was about a 14, 15-minute video talking about the scenarios in free agency for top 25 players. And I talked some Kirk Cousins, some Aaron Rodgers, etc. But free agency, of course, will be a big deal. It has broken this morning, and today is the first day of using the tag, if you want to. Between now and I believe it's March 3rd, but don't quote me on that, something like that, the next couple of weeks. And the Seahawks are not going to use the tag on Kenneth Walker, their MVP running back. And this is just breaking this morning by way of Adam Schefter. The Seahawks are unlikely to use their franchise tag on running back and Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker III, league sources told ESPN's Adam Schefter on Tuesday. The Seahawks have multiple free agents that they want to retain and sign, and the team would like to extend contract of wide receiver Jackson Smith-Njigba. Should be noted, Rashid Shaheed is also a free agent. He was one of the top 25 free agents on that list I talked about. Starting Tuesday, NFL teams can begin applying franchise or transition tags through March 3rd. Okay, I got it right. However, there are enough Super Bowl tax costs for the Seahawks that now using the franchise tag this offseason is unlikely, sources told ESPN. In case you're wondering, using the tags is not what it used to be. It's not what it used to be. I saw 2 tags were used last year. Trey Smith, the guard for the Chiefs, and T. Higgins, the wide receiver for the Bengals. And then they ended up signing T. Higgins to a long-term deal. Walker rushed for 135 yards on 27 carries, caught 2 passes for 26 in the 29-13 victory over the Patriots. Walker's slated to be an unrestricted free agent for the first time in March after playing the final year of his rookie contract with a salary cap number of just under $2.7 million. The projected cost of the franchise tag is $14.5 million, while the transition tag would come at $11.7 million. I got to be honest, guys. As much as I like Kenneth Walker III, you come over here and look at his career stats, and they're solid. You know, he's got 3,500 yards, a 4.3 average, 29 touchdowns. But 2 seasons over 1,000, 3 seasons over 900. And he does provide a little something in the past games. Got another 1,000 yards, 2 touchdowns receiving. That's not going to do it when it comes to paying $14.5 million or even among these are the top 10 running back salaries. You can't do it, folks. You can't do it. I mean, Joe Mixon was injured last year. There's some injured running backs on here, but you know, I mean, Kenneth Walker, now he may be coming into some kind of prime for the next 2 years maybe. But you can start seeing drop off from running backs as early as 28, certainly by 29. There may be a team there. He's going to have a market, but what kind of market, I don't know. And you got to be very leery of rewarding Super Bowl MVPs. Does anybody remember Larry Brown, who played for the Cowboys, mid-90s, Steelers Super Bowl against the Cowboys, and he showed up and showed his ass and won the MVP, got a huge contract, I believe, from the Raiders, total bust. One of the worst free agent signings in the history of the NFL. It was bad. A couple of these guys getting long in the tooth. I mean, Alvin Kamara getting a little older, still productive. Christian McCaffrey's taking a big load, as we know. So, let's see. Kyron Williams surged into the top 10 after a 3-year, $33 million extension. James Cook signed a deal worth $48 million. So it's going to be interesting to see what this guy's going to get on the open market. Feels like a $7 million, $6, $7 million kind of running back. Maybe. I mean, there's certainly teams that could use him. No doubt about it. But I don't know. Now, Seahawks fans are freaking out. A lot of people are doing the whole, he just won you the Super Bowl, so blah. So in other words, by the way, key unrestricted free agents. Oh, yeah. Boy Mafi. Yeah, we talked about him in the video yesterday. They got some guys and this is, of course, when you win the Super Bowl, that's why it is, tough to field a Super Bowl team all the time. Does this mean that he's absolutely leaving the Seahawks? No. Seahawks could easily sweep in here and still keep him at a reasonable deal. What they're saying is, we're just not paying you. I mean, $14.5 million for 1 year would put him. Let me look at this. It would put him as the third highest paid running back in the NFL. You're not doing that. You're not doing that. That would be John Schneider's one of the best general managers in the game. No doubt about it. Look, when you win multiple Super Bowls with multiple coaches, you're a hell of a GM. All right? Yeah, he's getting close to having Howie Roseman's cachet at this point. All right? Lifetime GM action is what John Schneider is starting to have going on. Of course, we don't know what will happen with the sell of the team either. So anyway, I saw this morning. This is interesting. But not shocking. You're not going to franchise tag him. It's too much money. Now, if I'd have pulled his stats up and we'd have been looking at, 5,000 yards in 4 years, 12, 13, 1,400 yards a season, another 10 touchdowns. Well, okay. But pretty good stats don't get you the third highest paid salary in the league, even on a franchise tag. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.